It's a great day for us here at Mississippi State. We have three commitments to announce that I am thrilled about. They're official, it's in, their letters have been received. And starting with Nicholas Weatherspoon. I think he's one of the best players in the country, and to finally be able to talk about the fact how elated I am, how excited I am to have him joining his brother here at Mississippi State as the next Weatherspoon to be a part of our program is just thrilling. He is such a great competitor. He's so tough. He's multi-talented. He can shoot it, he can drive it, he passes it, he defends, he's athletic. He is a great competitor and he is tough. So he's everything you want as a coach. Really thrilled about Nick. He's going to be a special player at Mississippi State and has a very, very bright future. Next is Garrison Brooks. Garrison, had a press conference this morning to announce his commitment to come to Mississippi State. He's really going to be a good player. Watching him this summer, he was so good this summer and physical in his ability to run the floor and rebound and score around the basket. But what's really special about Garrison is his ability to step out and shoot threes. He didn't really get a chance to display that this summer on his AU team because he was asked to play the 5. He's a 4. The first time I ever saw him was like a week after I got the job. I went over there to Auburn and watched him shoot, and I could not get over how skilled he is from the perimeter in terms of his ability to shoot the 3. So his future to be a stretch 4, shoot it, post up, play great defense, rebound, athletic, tough. He's tough. His mother's brother was a great player, Mo, at UAB, and put 38 on the Bulldogs here in a game during his career at the Hump. Was a phenomenal player. So he has, phenomenal, family heritage on both sides in basketball. And he's a great kid. So we're very blessed about Garrison joining the Bulldogs. And then Keyshawn Fizel, another local product from Mississippi, from down in Lawrence County, is going to be a very good player for us. Really phenomenal athlete. His hands are the biggest hands, I think, of any player I've ever coached. At 6'8", his hands are like, the guy from the Spurs, the great player for the Spurs right now. His hands, I'm not kidding you, must measure from here to here like 11 and a half, 12 inches. It's unbelievable. I think I measured them. It's like 11 or 11 and a half. He's got gigantic hands, can shoot the ball well as a 6'8" player. Comes from a great family, a beautiful home. His father played with Eric Tampier in high school, on the same high school team, state championship team. So Bulldog heritage and is deep. Family's great. Can't say that about his entire family. Not only his parents, but his grandparents, his aunts and uncles, just special people. So it's an exciting day for us here at Mississippi State to have those 3 kids announced, so they're going to be a part of our future and our program.
When did you,
with Garrison, can you talk a little about when you guys kind of knew this maybe going your way? Because it seemed like it was a little bit of a surprise this morning.
It's been a long, arduous recruiting effort, and we're just thankful that it is over now, and excited about the future. He is, like I said, a really, really talented young man with great skill level for having that size. He's only 17. He's going to be a very good player.
when did you talk about the first time you saw Garrison? When did you kind of discover Nick, or hear about him during your time at Mississippi State?
It was soon thereafter on the job, but watching him a year ago, not this past summer, but the summer before, and he played out in Vegas, and he was just phenomenal, and made his team so much better, and I was like, wow. He's the only player I've ever watched where he reminded me of Russell Westbrook. He's the only kid I've ever recruited who said, yeah, he's like Russell. And that is about the ultimate compliment I can pay a player. And it's because of his motor. What makes Russell Westbrook special is what makes Nick special. Competitive toughness, desire to win, plays both ends of the floor. I can't pay a young man a higher compliment.
How much did Q kind of help in the recruiting process?
Yeah, they're a really close family. I mean, there's 3 boys, and they're extremely close. I've got really cute pictures of them together when they were kids on my phone here. I'll show you after if you want to see them. It's incredibly cute. They have a mom and dad and 3 boys. It's a really close-knit family, and they're an incredible family. On his mother's side, his grandmother, Q's grandmother and Nick's grandmother is one of 14 kids. So they have a family reunion every August. It literally has between 200 and 300 people at it every year, out on a big farm. They've built a basketball court. They've got volleyball courts. I mean, it's a humongous, especially close-knit family. And he's a Mississippi kid. We're really, and as you all know, he could have gone anywhere. He could have gone anywhere he wanted to go. But Q being his brother, being here, that was huge.
What's kind of been your message this week after the exhibition game leading up to the opener?
We took a positive step forward in that, but now we're playing a team that, in Norfolk State that, as we prepare for them, it's like getting ready for everything that could possibly come at you. A 3-2 zone, a 2-3 zone, a 1-3-1 zone, switching man, pressing 2-2-1, 1-2-2, back to zone or man. They run a ton of sets. I mean, it's going to be, we're going through as much as we can and trying to prepare for them, but it's going to be a tough first opponent for our young team.
Where is IJ health-wise at this point in time?
Well, funny you asked that. He tweaked his ankle yesterday in practice. So he will be held out of practice today. And he did it yesterday on the play. In terms of his stomach and the things he's had, in terms of him having nausea, I think that's improved. In fact, he had, we went really hard on Monday, and he was fine with it and did a bunch of running. And they actually found a bacteria in his stomach through the endoscopy that he just had that we're now treating with an antibiotic that should take a couple weeks and probably, hopefully, really help. So I guess that's about everything.
What's any update on Abdul status?
15th of November, the committee meets on his situation, so I think we'll have an answer for you on the 16th, a week from today.
When you went back and looked at the tape from the scrimmage, what did you think that, got Gerard into the foul trouble that, he got into, I guess?
3 different times he's posting up with his arms like this. It's a point of emphasis this year. And he's the biggest guy. So the biggest guy is going to get the most calls against him and never get calls for him. And that's just typical in basketball, going back to thinking about Shaq. So when he comes down, he stands out, he's so big. So when he's posting up, and a lot of guys will do that, where they'll come down, this was also, and do this. So they're looking for that. That's a point of emphasis. He's got to be here and use his backside. And that's something that's going to take time to become a habit. Because it's always been, this is what they did. And you're going to see that call, I think, a lot here in college basketball, especially in November, because it's a real point of emphasis. And all these officials are being told you have to call that. And they all want to advance and be NCAA tournament officials, and so they're doing what they're told to do.
How difficult is that for a young guy just to break, or I guess in any, habit, to break those habits when they've been doing it for so long?
Yeah, but I told him, I want you to be laying in bed at night thinking about it, and focusing on it, so I'm not going to do it. I want you to actually, as you close your eyes, I'm not going to do it. I'm gonna focus on this, they're gonna think about it all the time. That's, you know, that's gonna help them, I hope.
With IJ, the injuries and whatnot, and being held out of practice, do you see Lamar being that guy, or how do you fill the role?
Yeah, it's Lamar, and Lamar's had a little tweak too of his groin, but we're hoping he's okay. You know, guys are banged up a little bit right now, we're backing things off. But, you know, at the same time, we gotta practice, we got so much to learn and so much to do.
Let's get back to recruiting. It's 2 back-to-back top 15 classes for you. What are really the selling points of Mississippi State basketball as far as you're concerned?
Well, I think it's history and tradition, number one. I mean, the excitement of playing in the hump. And, you know, I was just speaking Monday night to sororities and fraternities on campus, and then asking kids to raise their hands that they'd ever been in the hump when they were kids growing up, and everybody remembers how special it was. Not that long ago here, you know, in the last, you know, 6, 7 years for sure, was phenomenal. And playing in the SEC, playing close to home. I mean, most of our recruits are you know, 2 from Mississippi this year, 1 from Auburn, obviously, you know, close by and related with us. You know, playing in front of family and friends is very important. And I'm selling me. I'm selling how many players I've coached. I mean, every kid aspires to play beyond this level. If they're blessed so to do so, and I have experience in that, and so I can sell that. I think I have a great staff, the facilities, but the family atmosphere here. The one thing I talk about is that, you know, I've been in some special institutions as a coach. This place has a feel of family that is really special and unique to a major university. It's really special here. Respect.
Along those lines, you've been here over a year now, living obviously different part of the country for you, but just kind of your thoughts on living in Starkville after a year.
Yeah, well, I really enjoy it, and for me, the people here is what really makes it special. I mean, we have a church family that's phenomenal, an athletic and university family here that's really special, and so supportive of everybody. Everybody is there for each other. And, you know, I really like that. My wife's, I think, really happy. And, you know, we're in the process of building a home. I ran into Jim Ellis, you know, last month, who was on one of his daily 5-mile runs, or however how far he runs. And I was there looking at my lot, and he stopped and visited us. So Jim's been over there. And in fact, lives in the same neighborhood, so I'll be a neighbor. So we're excited about that process, and I was on the phone today talking about home loans with banks and that kind of stuff. So we're excited about the future, and today's events really makes me excited.
You talked about Brady's injuries or ailments or whatever. How do you think he's kind of handled all those?
I mean, I think he's great. You know, and I think, you know, if we're playing a game today, he could play. I mean, it doesn't make sense to bang up this ankle that he just, you know, tweaked yesterday. He doesn't have a lot of swelling in it, but he definitely sprained it. He's had that issue before. It's too bad if he had just lobbed the ball up instead of trying to go so far with the dribble, he wouldn't have sprained his ankle. That's how I look at it. But, you know, it happens. Things are going to happen.
Any other questions? Okay.